This is Chris Bales. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Bales, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. It'll all be down there in the description box, and I'm here to do my WWE Friday Night SmackDown April 7th, 2023 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Now we kick off the show with a big six-man tag team match. It was the Intercontinental Champion Gunther teaming up with Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci, Imperium versus Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch, the Brawling Brutes, in a six-man tag team match. And you know what? This six-man tag team match was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth between all six of these guys and everything. And at one point, we see Gunther taking control of this match, beating down Ridge Holland and stuff. Had like a Boston Crab locked onto him, but then he broke up and knocked Sheamus off the ring apron. And that's when he grabbed Ridge Holland, hitting powerbomb onto him. And it looks like it was going to be all over there. He was pinning him 1, 2, up until Butch breaks up the pin at the count of 2 and everything. Ridge Holland manages to tag in Sheamus. Sheamus comes in, starts beating down everybody. He hit the white noise on the Gunther, but Gunther kicked out at 2 as well. But then we see Gunther crawling over there, tagging in Giovanni Vinci, and then Vinci comes in, and we see everybody just getting taken out at that point. We see Ludwig Kaiser taking out Butch inside the ring with a cool move. Don't know what it's called, but he took him out. And then we see Ridge Holland coming in there, hitting the pounce onto Ludwig Kaiser, knocking him over the top rope. And then we see Giovanni Vinci taking out Ridge Holland, and then we see Butch jumping off the second turnbuckle with a moonsault onto Ludwig Kaiser outside the ring. We see Giovanni Vinci running and jumping off the second rope, but then he gets caught with a knee in the face in the air. And then that's when Sheamus goes to the corner, setting up for the bro kick, and he hits it onto him and then pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, the Brawling Brutes defeated Imperium tonight in the six-man tag team match. That's what happened. Really good match to kick off the show. Really good one. For that match, I'll give it 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it really good six-man tag team match between those two teams right there. Really good one. They always throw good matches and all that stuff. So yeah, really good stuff. But I know that Triple H was supposed to open up Friday Night SmackDown tonight, so I don't know what the deal is with that. I guess he ain't going to be on SmackDown tonight. He was supposed to open it up, but the six-man tag team match opened up the show instead. But yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, they got more stuff to come later on tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. We're going to see what else happens. But next, we're going to show footage from what happened on Raw with Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Friday Night SmackDown, now before I talk about the one-on-one match between Ricochet and Ivar, there is a few things we got to talk about. Now, they did show the video package of what happened on Monday Night Raw with Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns and all of them. So yeah, they did show that, which was, you already know my talk about Raw, so you could go check it out if you want to. I did my whole reviews and stuff. Go check it out. It's on the channel for this past Monday Night on Raw, which was a terrible episode. But yeah, we get to another segment backstage where we see Caleb Braxton interviewing Paul Heyman. He's with Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman's talking about Roman Reigns and all that, how Roman beat Cody, and then the Usos losing the tag team titles to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and all that stuff. But then we see Jey Uso coming up, and Jey was looking for his brother Jimmy because Jimmy's not there and he hasn't seen him all day. Paul tells him that, hey, yeah, Jimmy's not here tonight. Roman told him to stay at home and watch the show and all that, and he said that you should be dealing with the Sami Zayn problem because you got a match against him later on tonight. So yeah, Sami Zayn will be taking on Jey Uso one-on-one later on tonight in the main event, and he tells Jey to go handle it. Jey walks away, and Paul Heyman looks at Solo. He goes like, either Jey handles the Sami Zayn problem or you handle this problem. So yeah, that's what he told Solo. Something's up right there. But then we get to the next match of the night. It was a one-on-one match. It was Ricochet versus Ivar with Valhalla at ringside. So yeah, Braun Strowman and Eric is not at ringside. The tag, they have been banned from ringside. So yeah, but yeah, it was a pretty good match between these two guys. We see Ivar hit that spinning kick onto Ricochet. He almost got the 3 count, but Ricochet kicked out too. But then at the very ending of this match, they was both on the top turnbuckle, and we see Ricochet hit a nice Hurricane Rana onto Ivar off the top turnbuckle, and then climbs back up there, hitting the shooting star press onto him. pinning him for the 3 count. So yeah, Ricochet defeated Ivar tonight on SmackDown. That's what happened. Pretty good match though. But then, for that match, I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty good one though. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see Kevin Owens backstage. He's looking at the tag team titles. Sami Zayn comes up. He goes like, "Oh, so you're looking at the tag titles?" Kevin Owens is like, "Yeah, I was." And Sami was like, "Yeah, I was looking at mine too." And then Kevin was telling him that he got a big match against Jey Uso. He can handle it later on tonight and just finish the Bloodline for good. Like they done took their titles, and now Sami can handle the Bloodline tonight. And Sami was like, "I don't know. I got this strange feeling and everything that something's up, and for some reason I gotta go talk to Jey before this match and everything." And Kevin was like, "What do you mean? Like, why you gotta go talk to Jey?" He goes, "I don't know. It's just like an obligation or something, and that I just got this feeling that I should go talk to him." And Kevin was like, "All right, whatever." So yeah, that's what happened there. Later on tonight, Sami Zayn will be taking on Jey Uso 1-on-1 on SmackDown. But next, we'll be seeing Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan teaming up, and they'll be taking on Natalya and Shotzi up next in a tag team match. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Friday Night SmackDown, it was a women's tag team match. It was Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Natalya and Shotzi in a tag team match. And you know what? It was a pretty good tag team match. Raquel and Shotzi was doing pretty good against each other and everything, but then we get to the ending with Natalya and Shotzi trying to finish this match when they were trying to hit the heart attack onto Liv Morgan, and we've seen Raquel coming in there pretty much hitting Shotzi, so yeah, she broke up that tag team finish move that they was going to do, and then Natalya got taken out as well, and then we see a nice tornado DDT from Liv Morgan where she kicked off of Raquel, hitting it onto Shotzi, and then she hits Oblivion onto Shotzi and then pins her for the 1-2-3. So yeah, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defeated Shotzi and Natalya tonight in a tag team match. For that match, I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. Liv Morgan and Raquel just picking up momentum for their tag team match for the women's tag team titles later this Monday on Raw. So yeah, that's what they're doing. But then after that, we see Xavier Woods playing video games with Matt Cat Moss and Emma backstage, and we see LA Knight coming up, talking about like WrestleMania had all of these things. It had Snoop Dogg, they had Bad Bunny on there, and a lot of stuff. But the one thing they didn't have was LA Knight, because he was at LA. So yeah, that's what he was saying, and he says that he was even on WrestleMania, but Xavier Woods was on WrestleMania and just playing video games and all that stuff, and he's getting sick and tired of that crap. And Xavier Woods was like, "What, do you want to have a match or something? I'll beat you just like I did a few weeks ago." And LA Knight was like, "Yeah, right." And then he just grabs the controller and just breaks it, and Xavier Woods got pissed off about that, and it looks like they got a one-on-one match later on tonight. So yeah, that's what happened there. But we see Triple H walking backstage, and yeah, he's coming up on SmackDown up next. So yeah, we're going to be seeing what he got to say. That will be up next. So yeah, see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Friday Night SmackDown, now there was a tag team match, but there was a lot that happened before this tag team match, and yeah, we're going to get all the way down to it. So yeah, first things first, Triple H comes out. So yeah, originally he was supposed to open up SmackDown. I don't know what happened there, but he still came out and everything. And he was talking about how WrestleMania was a big sellout and stuff like that. How they had massive crowd there for both the nights, and they sold out, and they was breaking records like merchandise and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Triple H was talking about. But then his big announcement was that the WWE draft will be happening in a few weeks. So yeah, in a few weeks, WWE draft will be happening from all brands, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and all that stuff. So yeah, he said there's going to be a massive draft happening. So yeah, that's what he said. Pretty good though. Definitely been waiting for that draft, because sometimes SmackDown will just be dry of superstars, you know. But we'll see. But yeah, that was the announcement, and then he introduces the new SmackDown Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley, and she comes out with Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dominic Mysterio, the Judgment Day. So yeah, Rhea Ripley comes out, and she was talking about how that she beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania to become the new SmackDown Women's Champion and all that stuff. And yeah, just talking about how her dominance and that she's a superstar and all that stuff. So yeah, pretty good stuff from Rhea Ripley. And then she let Finn Balor talk, and Balor was talking about how, yeah, what happened with Edge is what it is, but he says that he's still there and he's going, that he's back and everything and all that stuff. And then Dominic gets the mic, and everybody just starts booing the hell out of Dominic, and he was calling his dad a deadbeat dad and all that stuff, and how if it wasn't for Bad Bunny, that he would have won his match at WrestleMania. So yeah, that's what he was saying. And then Damian Priest starts talking about that he took it out on easy on Bad Bunny and all that, and that Bad Bunny, that he forgave Bad Bunny, and Bad Bunny should forgive him for making him do what he did to him. So yeah, that's what Damian Priest said. But then all of a sudden they get interrupted by Rey Mysterio's theme song, and yeah, we get to the tag team match. It was Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio with Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley at ringside. The Judgment Day versus Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar with Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro and Zelina Vega, the LWO. So yeah, we get to the tag team match. And this match, it was a pretty good match. Everything was going on and all that stuff. Rey Mysterio was taking control. He hit the moonsault off the second rope onto Dominic, and Dominic kicked out at 2. At one point, Rey knocks Dominic on the second rope, trying to hit the 619 onto him, up until we see Rhea Ripley grabbing Dominic and pulling him off that second rope. So yeah, messed up Rey Mysterio right there. And then we see Zelina Vega coming up, jumping off the steel steps, hitting a hurricanrana onto Rhea Ripley outside on the floor. And then Rhea Ripley starts chasing after Zelina Vega. They run through the crowd and all that stuff, and Zelina Vega was throwing down steel chairs and all that stuff in front of her. But yeah, Rhea Ripley's chasing after Zelina Vega. Then we get to the match. Damian Priest eventually tagged himself in, and nobody didn't know. And then Damian Priest gets in there. He gets knocked over the top rope and stuff. And then we see Rey Mysterio hit a hurricanrana onto Dominic. Onto the second rope, he hits the 619 onto Dominic. And then Santos Escobar was the legal man. He picks up Dominic onto his shoulders for the Phantom Driver. Rey was on the ring apron. Damian Priest quickly runs in there, knocking Rey off the apron, and he comes in there punching Santos in the face, which he finally got Dominic off his shoulders. And then he hits his finisher move, South of Heaven, onto Santos Escobar, and then he pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, the Judgment Day defeated the LWO, Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar tonight in the tag team match. That's what happened. Pretty good tag team match. For that match, I'll give it 3 stars. That's why I'll give it. Really good tag team match. But then after that, we see Sami Zayn walking up to this one guy, asking has he seen Jey Uso. He points the way where Jey Uso's at, and yeah, Sami Zayn's still walking down there to look for Jey Uso to talk to him. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, we'll get to the main event. But before we talk about the main event, they showed a video package of Shinsuke Nakamura. And yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura will be returning next week on Friday Night SmackDown. That's an announcement right there. So yeah, instead of making it a surprise or whatever, they just announced that he's going to be returning next week. That's what's going to be happening. But yep, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see Sami Zayn. He finally finds Jey Uso, and he starts talking to Jey Uso, talking about how he had this weird feeling and all that stuff. But he wants to talk about the same thing that he's been saying for weeks. And he says to Jey Uso that there's a way out, that he needs to get out of the bloodline. There's always a way out. He'll help him and all that stuff. That's what he was saying. He was saying it's not over yet or anything. I'll just keep on beating it into you every single time. Or whatever. So yeah, that's what he said. But yep, and then while they were still talking, we hear Kevin Owens screaming and stuff, and a bunch of people trying to stop him, and we see Solo Sikoa pretty much attack Kevin Owens, and he got his box on his leg and all that stuff. So yeah, Kevin Owens got taken out. So yeah, got taken to the trainer's room, and he's not at ringside for Sami Zayn's match. And then we get to the match. Sami Zayn versus Jey Uso, 1-1. Solo Sikoa eventually comes down during the match. And it was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth and everything. At one point, we see Sami Zayn jump off the top turnbuckle. He gets hit with a super kick. And then he got pinned and got kicked out at 2 and everything. And yeah, it was just going back and forth between Jey and Sami. We see Sami hit the blue thunder bomb onto Jey, and Jey barely kicking out at 2. Eventually, both of them was on the top turnbuckle and everything. Jay is fighting Sami, and Sami kept on fighting back and everything. But then eventually, Jay got knocked off the top turnbuckle, and Sami falls onto the ring apron and everything. Jay's grabbing Sami and stuff, pulling on him. The referee's counting, and the referee pulls Jay back. And while the referee's distracted by Jay, Solo comes up hitting the Samoan Spike onto Sami Zayn, and then Jey Uso grabs Sami, throws him to the ropes, and hits a jumping super kick onto Sami, and then pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, Jey Uso defeated Sami Zayn tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. That's what happened. And then after the match ended, Solo Sikoa comes into the ring and starts attacking Sami Zayn at the end of the match, just beating him down and everything, laying him out. And then we see Solo lifting up Sami, setting up for the Samoan Spike, but then Jay stops him from doing the Samoan Spike, and Jay and Solo gets face to face, like they're about to do something. And then Jay decides to hit the super kick onto Sami Zayn, laying him out, and then he was setting him up into the corner, and Solo gets out the ring to grab a steel chair and stuff so they can take Sami Zayn out, up until Matt Riddle comes running out, attacking Jey Uso, and then he knocks Solo off the ring apron. He hits the ripcord knee onto Jey Uso, laying him out, and then we see Solo getting back into the ring. He gets hit with some combos and stuff from Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle kicks him in the chest and then clotheslines him over the top rope, taking him out, helping Sami Zayn. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff for the match. And what happened after the match, I'll give it 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it match of the night. It was probably that 6-man tag team match. That's what I'll say. But yeah, for tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown, I gotta give it 7.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good episode though. So yeah, like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Bales, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. And I'll be down there in the description box, and I'll see you guys later for this Monday's Monday Night Raw reviews. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Until then.